Hello, good morning. Well, Southampton have only managed just one win and one goal in 5 Premier League matches. And tonight they will be hosting Crystal Palace, of course, and that they actually want to see how they can resurrect their dream for the top 4. I'm Cecilia Mogbe, and you're watching Sports This Morning. Now let's take a look at the major headlines. We're starting with Team Nigeria, who will be departing the country this afternoon for the African Junior Athletics Championships in Ethiopia. Well, they're actually ready to defend their title. And also, you can expect close to 40 nations at the World Cup. Well, and also more money for federations. That's if this man on your screen, Michael Van Praag, becomes FIFA president in May. Also on the program, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will only meet just once before they actually have that highly anticipated bout on May the 2nd, and that will be at a press conference on the 11th of this month. Chinasa Iboye will be joining me for these and more, but that will be after these highlights coming from the Emirates, where, well, Arsenal had to actually reply their critics after their poor performance during the week in the Champions League. Well, Olivier Giroud, one of the men that was highly criticized during that game, he had to shut up his critics.
McCarthy and Barry, and he's ended up doing very well to get a corner there, putting enough pressure on. Ozil. And turned in! Olivier Giroud. Stretched from his own personal half-century. He scores Arsenal's 50th Premier League goal of the season. It's a fantastic finish from Giroud there. If you look at Ozil when he's taking a corner, you're thinking, has it been planned? Because watch Giroud here. It's as though the Everton players just switch off a little bit. He gets a yard free, I think, is it on stones? And it really is a fantastic finish because he's had to wrap his right foot around that to get it into the far corner. But what a great finish that is from Giroud, because it's not been the greatest of starts from Arsenal, but when you give Giroud a chance like that, you know, he's going to put it in the back of the net. Arsene Wenger will be absolutely delighted because it's not been a great start for them. It gives the fans something to cheer. 12 for the season. They've had Petit, who was magnificent. You know, they've had Silva. They've had some great players over the years that have played that role just in front of the back four, and that for me is what they've missed for so long. Ozil. Ruzicki. Good hit, deflected it in. That may be the moment. Arsenal just got lucky. Everton looked down and out. Deflection was key. Arsenal heading back to 3rd in the table, and what will be their 100th all-time victory over Everton. Ruzicki, what he's done, he's managed to find a little bit of room just on the edge of the 18-yard box. He sees first touch here just to get it out of his feet. It just takes a wicked deflection off Jagielka. You see Howard, he would have fancied his chances to save it initially, but then the minute it hits Jagielka and goes over him, he's got absolutely no chance. You've got to say, to a certain extent, it's against the run of play. You know, Everton will be very disappointed because they really had been building up ahead of steam as this second half had gone on. And the other good news that was about to come Everton's way.
Well, that was the 2-0 victory over Everton at the weekend. And of course, well, Arsenal, well, they're back to number 3 on the log, 3rd on the position. But at least the title race is definitely still far from them. But they just want to, as usual, contend and contest for the top 4. Chinasia joins me now. Chinasia, good morning.
Good morning, Cecilia. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Definitely getting more interesting in the English Premier League. About 12, 13 games to go. You know, so we should be expecting fireworks. Man City gradually being dragged into the race for top 4. You know, I think it will be very exciting.
Gradually, they're already there.
Gradually, they still have a cushion of 4 points.
5 points clear.
4 ahead of Arsenal, so
5 points adrift Chelsea.
Adrift Chelsea and
of course Chelsea have game in hand.
Yeah, so definitely. So let's just see how it goes.
Let's see if Chelsea can actually crumble and see if they can still go for the title. But definitely, I don't think so. Top 4, like you said. Now, well, let's start from home. Of course, athletics we're starting with this morning. And of course, well, Nigerian athletes will be leaving Lagos today for the African Junior Athletics Championship. It's starting at this about tomorrow. They will definitely arrive today. And of course, they will be ready to defend the title they won 2 years ago. About 18 female, 15 male they were actually camped in Shagamu, and of course they had a mini trial where the final 33 were picked for the tournament. And of course, the players leading them, it's no other than S.A. Brume, Commonwealth gold medalist, and also you have another man talking about, well, Divine Oduduru. Both of them will captain the team for the tournament. Hopefully they get to leave today, because earlier Athletics Federation of Nigeria have actually complained about funding. They needed 20 million naira earlier to actually prepare for the tournament. Of course, go to Ethiopia for everything. National Sports Commission was supposed to release that, but they have issues and hiccups along the way. And of course, AFN had to start looking for the money, and so hopefully they will leave Lagos this afternoon for the tournament. And of course, Eli actually spoke with the technical director of the federation. Okay, Commodore Omashoye Nesiama, well, we'll get to bring up that interview much later on the program. Now, Nigerian athletes going for this tournament, we know junior level African champions, but when it comes to world tournament, it's difficult. But the trials, all through the trials, how they were picked and everything. What do you think? Do you think we can actually retain the title?
Yeah. It's I like the way it's been done. I like the way they select this athletes. Apparently, through different local meets and everything. So definitely, we've seen the likes of Divine Oduduru, who went ahead to conquer at the World Stage Juniors. That is, and also S.A. Brume, who went to the Commonwealth to actually get a gold medal for Nigeria. So definitely, these are raw, untapped talents. So definitely, when they get out there to the world stage, they will want to make the best of it. So I'm quite confident in these guys. It's after now, further progression, that is where problems are start, because that's when they need serious funding for training and everything, grants and everything, definitely, because at that point, their contemporaries actually getting all those things,
yes.
Being exposed to different trainers, different new techniques and everything. At this point, they are raw. It's just about your talent. But after this point, other things come in, like nutrition, you have whatever and all those other things. So definitely from after this point, then that's why you were talking about the fact that we haven't, it doesn't translate into senior glory. All those other things come into play. But at this point, I'm very confident they will go there and have a good showing. And mostly, I always say, age grade tournaments and stuff are developmental. It's not about winning. Going there to win is developmental.
Athletics can be different, because you look at your performance all through the year. I think that's actually, build you up for major competitions.
There are different. There are times. It depends on your training schedule. That's why you need to have the right coach and everything, because athletes peak at certain periods. So it's good to train on athletes building him or her towards an event or a championship where they will get to their peak, because sometimes you get to see, even when it comes to more established athletes, they hit their peak during the off season or during or some other points in the season, and when they go for major tournaments, they are burnt out or they are not yet at their optimum level. So definitely coaching will go a long way in doing that.
A good coach. And also, Nigeria will not be participating in walk race and also long distance race. No athletes for that. But decathlon will be there. Hurdles, of course, sprints, long jump, relays, and the high jumps. Nigeria will definitely be there in that zone. But for long distance race, and walk race, no athletes will be competing for that. Hopefully, they get to bring something back home. And another news coming from Athletics Federation of Nigeria is the fact that, the over-distance competition earlier scheduled to hold on the 14th of this month, Sapler will no longer hold, but the other one, which is the all-comers athletics championship, that will definitely hold in Abuja on 14th of this month. And of course, the reason why some of the plans have been scuttled is because of the elections, and the Athletics Federation of Nigeria actually wants a situation whereby all the athletes will be ready and they can actually pick athletes for other tournaments this year. Remember, the World Relays is also taking place this year, the Senior Championships also, you still have the World Youth also taking place. Earlier, I spoke with Nesiama, Technical Director of the Federation. He gave us reasons, the reason it was cancelled and how far the team will go in Ethiopia.
Yeah, the season is a bit disrupted because of the election that was shifted. And for that reason why we decided to adjust our programs. And we find that, okay, if we make the over distance on the 14th, like we declared earlier, and subsequently a week after, to now do the all-comers, it may be a little bit very strenuous for the athletes, especially traveling forth and back the south and north of the country. We wanted them to, as much as possible, again, with our programs being performance focused, we want them to do well. The distance is no longer necessary in the light of the current circumstances. So we have decided to shelve that and rather hold the all-comers because we need our athletes to start recording performances that can be assessed internationally. The distance is just a preparatory competition, but we want them now to compete effectively in a standard athletics competition. That can, of which results can be sent for assessment worldwide. And because we also have the World Relay just coming shortly after, we need to have competition that will enable us to assess the current performance of our athletes. That will also enable us to build up our reality in the current situation. So that is why we decided to shelve the distance, because it's an unconventional event, and rather go for a conventional event, which is the all-comers. It is also from the all-comers we're going to start inviting athletes into the premier event, which is the Golden League. So this is exactly what has happened. It's not really because of lack of funding or what have you, but because of the need for us to actually look at the current circumstances in the polity too and ensure that our athletes are not overstretched.
Okay, athletes are not overstretched. Of course, that's one of the main reasons for the cancellation. And traveling around is something they just want to avoid. And that's also the essence for that. He spoke to us earlier this morning from Ethiopia. Remember, the IWF is actually having a congress in Ethiopia, so he's there for the tournament. Of course, the athletes will definitely join him much later.